Hi guys, welcome to Daughter of Light Tarot. Today we are going to do pick a card reading, see what your messages are for the week. Please remember that this is a general reading and please leave what doesn't resonate for you. Although I do feel like if you are drawn to a pile, there are messages that you do need to hear to either confirm or give you a new way to think about things. Yes, so I'm going to line up the piles just now, and then you can pick the timestamps for each pile is down below. This is pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. If you need to choose visually, then I'm going to add some crystals for you. Please use your intuition and pick the crystal that you are drawn to. This is a Snowflake Obsidian, a strawberry quartz, and a rose quartz. Okay guys, please remember that not all messages may resonate, but if you're drawn to a pile into this reading, then there is a message here for you. So let us start with pile 1. If you've chosen pile 1, hi pile 1, let us see what we have for you. Okay, we have the 8 of Pentacles in reverse, and now I'm going to see what else we have for you. Please remember that this is a general reading, so it may not resonate for everyone. First I see with this card is it feels as though you have been putting effort into your work or your hobby, just something that you've been putting energy towards, and it feels like it hasn't been paying off, or it's not being noticed or acknowledged, as well as that your input does not, what you put in is not what you get back out, if that makes sense. Like if it's related to work, it's like you're putting in so much energy and effort, but your salary is not what you're getting back, or you're putting back what you're putting in, you aren't getting back out, is what I'm specifically feeling here. It feels almost as though you feel that your energy or effort is wasted, and you end up feeling drained and unacknowledged. And it feels like it's kind of really making you sad or upset or used, taken advantage of. Just putting this to the side so I can shuffle properly. Okay. Okay, so 8 of Pentacles, 5 of Cups, and 3 of Wands. Okay, so here it feels, like I said with this Eight of Pentacles, it feels as though you aren't getting back out what you're putting in, or what you've put in the past. You did get back what was on the same level. You got back the what you got back from it matched what you were putting in, and it's as though time's gone by and you're no longer getting back what you've been putting in, is what I'm feeling. And it saddens you. Also at the same time, it feels as though you're focusing on what was instead of what is now. And though it's not the same as what you used to get, it still is enough. But it feels as though you had plans for the future, this great idea when you started this job, this thing, this project. Like, you had great expectations and it started off that way. But it's almost as though it became less and less and less, but the amount that you put in stayed the same. And like what you're getting now is enough, but it's not what it was. And I feel as though because you are focusing on what was instead of what is, and making do with what you have now, it's like you're not going to go in the direction that you want it to go. You to end up in the direction you want it to end up in. It's as though the future that you are creating for yourself, you don't want, because it's not what was. If that makes sense. And to that, I say use what you have now and create a different future for yourself. One that you are proud of, one that you want to achieve. It's not what was, no, but it can be better. That's what's happening. It is better, is what they're saying. But if you continue to, I don't want to say look down on it, or don't see it as your perfect outcome, it's going to be exactly that, not your perfect outcome. So rather use what you have now to create what is going to make you happy. And it's also not necessarily the things that used to make you happy. Like, those things in the future are not going to make you happy, because it's almost as though you've grown, and that future would no longer have satisfied the person who you are going to be from who you are now and everything you've been through now and what you're experiencing now, if that makes sense. That's why it had to fall away. So that effort that you are continuously putting into your fallen cups, it's not going to bear you the fruit that you want. But if you put your energy towards what is now, what you can do now, to use what is now, you are going to create yourself the better future. But if you continue putting this effort into the stuff that is not giving you back what you put in, you're not going to get the outcome you want. Your future outcome is going to be disappointing to you. It's not going to be what you want. And you're going to continuously look back at what could have been or what should be versus what is. And future you does not want that. Future you wants you to enjoy your scenery, to appreciate where you are, where you've been, where you've come from, and everything that you've learned in between. Okay, they're also asking you to be mindful of your mindset, because your mindset are creating your emotions, and it's feeding your thoughts, and your thoughts are feeding your emotions, and it's a continuous vicious cycle. So because what no longer is right, like the energy you used to put into something that is no longer the same, because your thoughts are feeding around that situation. it is then therefore creating your thoughts about the future as well, which is what you're going to end up manifesting, because you're putting your energy into that instead of the good possible outcomes that can be. But because you're doing this, you're not focusing on what is present. And I do understand that it really freaking sucks when things don't work out the way that you thought that they meant to, the way you thought that it was supposed to work out. But once you, like, it's okay to mourn. We all have to mourn what was. But see what you have now, what you can work with now, and focus on this right now. Because that in the end is going to create your future. The energy you put into stuff now is what you're going to bring towards yourself. It's just how it works. Energy is not wasted. It's only transformed. So be mindful of that as well. Everything happens for a reason. No, it might not always seem that way, but there's no such thing as coincidence. And it also feels like some of you, it's as though you're kind of stuck because what happened and you're not sure which way to go forward to. But it's kind of like what is the right thing? What is my purpose? What is the next right step? And I don't want to take this next step because it might be the wrong thing for me, or I might not be happy. But at the end of the day, we don't know. We don't know what the right thing. We feel what is the right thing. But if you're in that space where it just feels like okay, like it doesn't feel bad and it doesn't feel good, it's Spirit is leaving it up to you to make the choice. Because either which way you go is right. And even if it's not the right that you think it should be, you can just choose something else, but choose, I want to say what feels right to you. But if you don't feel something that feels right or not, just do it anyway. Because at the end of the day, you haven't got anything to lose. Just do it anyway. Just take the next step. Everything that has happened thus far, it's been there to teach you, and the you back then wasn't as wise as the you are right now because you didn't have the knowledge back then. And it's easy to say shoulda, woulda, coulda, but you didn't know back then. You know now. So take those cups that have fallen down and make the best of what you have right now. And even if right now you don't see a future for yourself or a direction that you want to go in, that's fine. That's okay. The person that you were then did see a future, and that's changed. So go out, explore a little bit, live a little bit, experience a little bit, choose to do things, see what makes you happy, see what brings you joy, what brings you that life. And if it doesn't, that's fine. Try something else. Because remember, if you do nothing, you're going to get nothing. Nothing is still a choice. Sitting still is still a choice. That's what you're going to get back. But if you choose to do something, it's going to come back to you. It doesn't just not go anywhere. It has to go somewhere. And for those of you who had a life planned with another person, it's okay to, and that changed because they changed their minds, or you changed their minds, or whatever you felt there was no longer being felt there. It's okay. It's really okay. It's okay to feel sad about it. And it's okay to think back to what was. But it's not going to be like that again. Even if whatever the situation was comes back, it's not going to be what it once was. That's why it's not working out. There is something else for you, but you need to find it yourself. It's not just going to happen. Like life can only put things in front of you. But if you don't choose to reach out and take it or try it, you're not going to know. You're not going to know. But I'm really being drawn to this card. Like, it feels as though it's very heartbreaking, very heart sore. But I want you to know that it's going to be like that for a while, but it's okay. Like, it's really okay. It's okay to feel the things you feel. It's okay to hurt. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to see what was and that it isn't that way anymore, because we all grow. And the things that used to make us happy, the things that we used to put effort into, it's not meant to stay the same always. It's always meant to change. Because that's the point of us being here, is to experience all the change. But don't choose to sit and do nothing, because that's not going to get you past what you're feeling. Just go out a little bit and do something, experience something, because little bit by little bit it's gonna help you move on. It's gonna show you what is out there, and it's gonna help you find new things that make you happy, that bring you joy and purpose. It just takes time, okay? But still, just do it. Even when you're not in the mood, it's fine. Even just a little thing, just do something a little bit different that day. And not having the future that you originally set out or planned is, it's okay. It's okay to be disappointed and feel disappointed. We are human after all, and it is our emotions that is what makes experiencing life fulfilling. The bad emotions, the bad feelings, or the negative that we perceive as negative, those feelings, those help us to feel the good. They aren't bad. They teach us. We grow from them. Even if the future that you set out is not what you originally had planned or what you thought, it's okay. But use what you have now to create for yourself what you need, because no one is going to come and save you. No one's going to come take your hand and say, come, let's go fix your life. No one, people too busy to dealing with their own shit, pardon my language. But they are, and people are too busy focusing on themselves to even be focusing on you. And when they do focus on you, it's not for the best, your best, okay? I'm not talking now parents and stuff. But people can only want what they think is best for you, but they don't know what is best for you. You know. So it is up to you. You need to stand up and take a chance. No one's going to do it for you. Spirits are saying, oh, ye of little faith. Hey, just trust the process, do your best. That's what I'm getting here for you now. We have no idea what the future holds for us, but if we are willing to participate with life, let me tell you, it gives you everything you need and more. To just have a little bit of faith in them is what they're asking. Just work with them, okay? And then the last message I see for you is to trust yourself. Trust yourself that you've got your own back. I'm not saying live your life alone and don't let people help you. I'm saying when the people offer their help, you take it. You take it and you create the life for yourself that you want. It might not be what you wanted, but it will be what you needed and what fulfills you. That's how spirit works. They know better than we do. Okay, that's what I see for you. All right, you choose, you do, you got this. Trust yourself. And that, my darlings, my pile ones, is all that I see for you today. Trust yourself, okay? I know sometimes things hurt, and they fucking suck, and they fudging suck, but you got this. That's what I'm seeing here. You help yourself. No one's going to do it for you. Okay, now I quickly want to see what messages the angels have for you. I'm feeling like we need one. I'm also hearing, don't be afraid of your darkness. It is in the darkness that we perceive our light, where we find our light. Okay. Don't sit and wallow in it, because you are both light and dark. Oh, we got Archangel Michael for us. Yeah, the message here is don't give up on yourself. Keep putting in the effort in yourself that you have been putting in. It will pay off. It doesn't not pay off. Okay, so the message from Archangel Michael is that he is with you right now. He gives you courage and helps you. And the message from Archangel Michael right now is that he is with you right now. He gives you courage and he helps release you from the effects of fear. He is making his presence. He is making his presence known to you. He is the symbol of true courage, stemming from knowing that God's love is the only power there is. Michael is letting you know that as you make changes in your life and as you encounter challenges, you are safe and secure. God and the angels help you stay true to yourself during trying times. Have a heart-to-heart discussions with Michael often. Pour out all of your concerns to him. Don't worry about overburdening him. Michael, like all of the archangels, is able to be with everyone simultaneously who needs him. He has no limitations of time or space like we do. So he can help you and others. So maybe keep a journal and write to Archangel Michael and tell him everything that is bothering you. And once you have done that, you place that in the hands of the divine and allow them to work the magic for you. Remember, they cannot, well, say they can't help you when you don't ask, but they can help you better when you do ask and you give that control over to them. Okay. And that pile 1 is all that I see for you. Until next time. Bye. Hi guys, if you chose pile 2, this is your reading. Please remember that this is general, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Sure, pile 1's message was a bit heavy, but here we go, strawberry quartz. For you, we have the 4 of Swords. Let us go get your other cards and see what else we have for you. Okay, apparently that's where it wants to be divided. Okay, so far I feel like you guys are coming out of a period of rest or quiet in the terms of being a little bit on the peaceful side. Like not much has been happening. Not quite that life has been standing still, but more like you've been gathering your energies, gathering yourself, pulling yourself towards yourself. Okay, what messages do we have for pile 2? Messages for pile 2, please, for the week. Okey-dokey. Okay, so here we have 4 of Swords, Death in reverse, and the Hierophant in reverse. Okay, so here it feels like it's been the calm before the storm. Okay, guys, please remember that death does not mean death. It means change, the ending of things, making space for new, the beginning. So it also feels like here in your state of rest, things have been falling away. There are things that you've stopped doing because it hasn't been feeling or giving you the feeling of serving a purpose, or it's no longer bringing you the joy or the fulfillment that it used to. Now that goes for things, hobbies, people. But it's this period of rest that you've been going through, this quiet, it's been your rest period before the changes happening, because I feel a lot of changes are coming. And it doesn't feel like the changes are necessarily being caused by you, but or like you are purposefully going out and creating change because that's what you've been needing. But it feels more like the changes that have been destined to come. I don't want to say like necessarily from the outside, but it feels like it's changes that have been needing to be happened. Also, for some of you, it feels as though you have been sitting in a certain space, and because you haven't been making the changes, that life has been making the changes for you. If that makes any sense. For example, like you've been living in the same place for a while and things around you have been changing in terms of people and places, and people have been moving away, falling away, and now because you've been staying put, you haven't necessarily been wanting to change either, but you know it's coming. And so then, like, the universe will kick you out of your house because now it's time for you to change, because you can't change and grow by staying the same. So it doesn't feel bad, it feels unexpected. Not unexpected because you're kind of expecting it, but it's still, I don't want to say traumatizing, but it feels like there's definitely an emotional charge to it. It also feels like your load is being lightened, like it's lightening your load. It doesn't feel unpleasant, it feels quite pleasant, but a little bit shocking at first, if that makes sense. And here with a Hierophant, it feels like this change that is happening to you. It's the falling away of old ways. I want to say like you've been living sort of in like a patriarchal kind of a way system, but it's changing. Like everything you knew once to be a certain way is no longer that way. And that's not necessarily bad. It's growth, it's change. It feels so much lighter. It feels like the heavy stuff is falling away or has fallen away. It's quite pleasant, but a little bit disruptive as well, in the terms of what you once knew is no longer applicable, should I say. And I know like right now it feels like a little confusing and you don't really know like what the hell to expect or what the hell is happening. And like it feels chaos. But remember, we are like yay tiny in like this yay huge picture. So the patterns that are bigger than us that we don't necessarily see is what feels chaotic. So just because we perceive something as to be chaos, like let's say for example the leaves on a tree or a plant, just because we don't understand it doesn't mean that there isn't order, that there isn't form, that there isn't like a path being followed, a pattern being followed. So I'm feeling the message there for you is to just trust the process. It's a little bit chaotic right now, but it will make sense once you've been through it and you get to look back on what was happening. Then everything will make sense. Is definitely what I'm feeling here. And congratulations, by the way, on leaving everything you've known behind, what you thought you knew to be as your truth back then, and in the process now of seeing like that shit's not, I don't want to say not real, but it's not what you thought it was. Like that's a huge thing to go through. So I'm like really proud of you. That's really, really wow. And I know like right now it feels like which way is up, because back that way is a no. It's because you're seeing through the illusions. You will find your way. It feels calm going forward. It feels open, like there's I don't want to say a blank screen, but it feels like a white light going forward where things do make sense and you live in a lighter way. Like the things that used to bother you, bug you, it doesn't feel like they don't, it's like it's no longer applicable. That's how it feels. Like, okay, that used to upset me, but like whatever, it's like it doesn't even phase you, is what I'm feeling. Like it's a good change. Definitely what I'm feeling here. Good, 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 good. So I just want you to know that the message is that they acknowledge everything you've been through, all that you see that is no longer, I don't want to say no longer true, but no longer true for you, like the old way of being, like that no longer works for you, that they are currently acknowledging the situation that you are in, what you are feeling and what you're experiencing. I want you to know that you are not alone, that you've got this, like this was planned by your higher self and you, of course, and your angels, your spirit guides. Like this was planned. But they do also want you to know that they are also proud of you and that they are with you every step of the way. And like I said, things will make sense going forward. I just quickly want to get you an angel card as well to see if the angels have any messages for you. Oh, is there anything that pile 2 can do to alleviate? Okay, they want you to go within yourself, where your peace, where you've learned that the outside doesn't matter as much as your inside, that your inside that determines your outside. That is, I feel like that's what you learned. And then they want you to, amongst all the chaos, to pull in towards yourself. So if you meditate, do that. If you journal, do that. But they want you to know that you are right. Your stability is on your inside. Okay, there we are. Freedom. Oh wow, that is cool. That is amazing. Freedom. You've gained your freedom. That's really good. You found your freedom. You are free of the past. You are free of illusions. You have freed yourself. That is also what they're acknowledging. Like I feel like they are celebrating with you and for you, and they are really happy for you. I know it feels like chaos to you right now, but on your inside you feel like this was always meant to happen. It was right. And by going through what you've been going through and what you are currently going through, you've found your freedom. You've freed yourself from your limitations, or from what you perceived as limitations back then, whether that's what people think of you, what you think life should be. I feel like you're going with the flow and you are free. That's really great. Okay, so your angels want you to know that they are with you, they are guiding you, especially to freely express your true thoughts and your feelings, especially with love, always with love and compassion. The other messages that they have for you is that they are proud that you have realized that the only jail keeper that ever surfaces in your own life is you. Like you determine what your limitations are and what's not. What you believe is what dictates your reality, and they want to acknowledge that this is what you've realized for yourself. So well done. Okay, also everything that you do in your life is by choice and you're free to choose again. Even prisoners are free to choose their thoughts so that they feel peace and happiness under any conditions. And then also the next time you begin a sentence in your head or aloud with I have to, please stop. Ask God and angels to show you some alternatives. They will either help you complete the task from a loving mindset so that you don't feel trapped, or they will guide you to do something else that you will love. So remember, you have to nothing. Choice is always in your hands. You got this. Doesn't matter who says what. You got this. All right, pile 2. Like really well done. Well done. That's awesome. Okay, that is all I have for you today for this week. So I will see you again next week. Ta-ta. Hi, my pile threes. If you chose the rose quartz, this is your messages for the week. So I did originally pull your guys' card as the Nine of Pentacles reversed, but then out came the Queen of Cups for you as well. So I just want to get the next card or next two cards to see fully what your messages for the week are. Please remember that this is a general reading, so take what you feel applies to you, and you will generally know how that feels by feeling like the message is directly speaking to you. Okay, so messages for pile 3, please. Messages for pile 3. What does pile 3 need to know? Okay, just one. Okay, so it feels like this message has to do with a woman in your life, a woman that is in a matriarchal position, or it feels like that is the energy that is being carried with you. Okay, so here it feels like you've had your fruits from the labor that you put in. Here it feels as though you have everything you need. You've grown emotionally, but you are currently focused on yourself, and that you can be compassionate. It can also be speaking about this woman that is in your life that is compassionate and understanding and emotionally wise, emotionally mature. And okay, so the other message for the others of you is that you have become emotionally mature by watching this woman who had everything materially, I want to say. Though she had everything, she wasn't exactly happy, or she wasn't emotionally fulfilled or emotionally mature, and that has caused you to be where you are now, the way that you are now. And for others of you, it feels as though you've had everything materially and you've lost it. And because of this, it could be a person as well that you've lost. You've grown emotionally and you've matured emotionally. And they wish to acknowledge that of you, that you have grown emotionally, you have grown spiritually. In both of these circumstances that I've now mentioned. And then the Justice card in reverse. It feels like you guys are moving forward but not knowing what is lying ahead of you. And it may feel as though things are not necessarily working out the way that you want them to, but it feels like an injustice rather than a justice. Like what has happened to you, for you to be where you are today, it has been unfair. And I want you to know that that's okay. That though it may have been unfair, you are exactly where you need to be. And don't think because of what has happened or what you have experienced that what's coming is going to be the same, because it's not. The wheel turns and change is on the way. That's how it works. Your past prepares you going forward. Like you've learned from your mistakes and or from other people's mistakes, and you now do have the knowledge to move forward, but you got to trust yourself. And if you do make the same mistakes, it's okay. But if you make them again, you must know that you're choosing it because you've been through it already and you know which way is the right way. So then you don't have anyone to blame but yourself. You know, you made those choices. And then for the others who has this woman or person, though that person's choices are their own, you are not responsible for them. If it is a parent, you are not their parent. In fact, you're nobody's parent unless you have a child, of course. But people are going to make the choices that they're going to make, and we cannot control them. That's not how that works. If people want to do something, they're going to do it. If you want to do something, you're going to do it. But don't stop yourself from not doing something because of someone else, because that is an injustice to you. To constantly give for others and putting yourself second is a very big no-no, because then you're also doing that person the injustice. Then they know they can walk all over you as well, so therefore another injustice towards yourself. It's like if you're a constant people pleaser, you are harming yourself by trying to please other people. You've got to put yourself first. It is you that you go to bed with at night. It is your responsibility to take care of yourself emotionally, physically, and spiritually. That is all on you. And I feel like some of you already know this, and you don't know how to deal with a person that doesn't. And they might constantly expect this of you, or you might constantly expect of them to be where you are emotionally. But they haven't gone through or been through what you've been through. Or perhaps they have, but their method of coping has been to be who they are now. That is how they got through it. And you can't expect them to just change and learn and be where you are now. Everyone is different. That was their way. It's not your way, and that's okay. You can't expect yourself from others. If this is a person that you can't get away from emotionally, like a boss, or get away from physically, like a boss or a parent or a family member, that's fine. Cut yourself off emotionally from them. Don't give to them. Give to the point where it makes you happy and it satisfies you, because at the end of the day, it's you that's going to feel good or bad, not them. If it is a person that you wish to cut out, that's also okay, and you're not gonna change them. Yeah, you're just not gonna change them. It doesn't work that way. Only people can choose for themselves to change. You've chosen, you've grown, but they're not gonna be where you are now, and that's okay too. They might never be. You can choose to either love them for who they are, whether they bring chaos or peace into your life. That is totally up to you. If you want to cut them out, whether it's just emotionally or completely, totally, again, that's up to you. It's about your peace. It's about you. We can't always be right. No, okay, we can always be right. But, okay, not always, but you know what I mean. You're going to have to choose whether you want peace or if you want to be right. If you want to be right, it's going to continuously be in a fight. And is your peace really worth that? Is you suffering because you want to be right worth it to you? Or are you just okay accepting them as they are, allowing them to go forward as they are, as they choose, as they please, doing their own thing, while you choose to not let it affect you, while you choose to not participate? Are you okay with that? Because really, this is now about you. This card is telling me that it's you need to choose what is just for you. You can't keep putting other people above you. That's not justice to yourself. I'm saying that. But if you feel you need to do that and that is justice to you, then you must do it. If you feel that is right for you, then you must go do that. Only you can choose what is right for you. You choose what you tolerate. You choose what you allow into your life and into your world. Yes, we have emotional responses, and sometimes it is overwhelming and our thoughts are overwhelming, but at the end of the day, you can take a step back and ask yourself, is this what I want in my life? Are these thoughts the kinds of thoughts I want in my life? Do I want to feel this way every day? Do I want to continuously feeling this from this person? If your answer is no, then it's in your power to change. You are the queen or the king of your world. Your inner world is your responsibility. No one else can make you feel better about yourself, but you know this. They can't change their actions to make you feel better, and you can't change your actions to make another person feel better. It doesn't work that way. What we feel is what we feel. What they feel is what they feel. That's there on them, and your inner world is on you. And you need to choose what is your justice for you. You need to choose what is right for you, what is fair for you. You can't choose it for another person. Only they can choose that for themselves. And even if you see another person spiraling into chaos, that is their choice. You can speak until you're blue in the face, but if they're not going to take it in, they're not going to take it in. So I suggest that you do say your piece, but if they don't take your advice, it is not on you. It is not your responsibility. And when they do crash and they come back to you, I know what I'm saying is easy, but if it's someone you love, I know it's a little bit harder, but if they do crash and they come back to you and why didn't you stop me? Why didn't you help me? Or some bullshit like that, then you did. You did. But they chose not to listen to you. It's not on you. You know what is right for you. You know what is fair. And another person's choices and actions is not your responsibility. You can guide, but if they choose not to listen, remember that's their choice. They can choose to listen to you or not. There's nothing you can do. Sure, you can try and force them, but that's just going to backfire in your own face. They can try to force you, and that will backfire in their face. Or you can choose to listen to them and do what they want. But at the end of the day, it's still going to backfire in your face because you're going to end up feeling shitty inside yourself. And they're not going to care. You're the one that goes to bed with yourself at night. You're the one that lies there in the dark feeling all the feelings. You've got to choose what is right for you. That's the biggest message I've got here for you, part 3. Is you choose what is right for you. You choose what you allow into your life. You choose what is respect towards you. You choose what is respect towards others when it comes to you. I'm not saying cut people out. I'm not saying other people are not relevant. They are. I know I feel like I'm talking other people's words, but I know the spiritual community says that you don't need anyone in your life. But there are certain needs that others fulfill that we ourselves cannot fulfill. And yes, it's nice being peaceful alone by ourselves, but people bring a sense of not necessarily belonging, but a sense of community. It's nice to have people to talk to. Those people outside of us fulfill those needs. But that doesn't mean that they get to walk over you. Okay? It does not mean that at all. It's about mutual respect here. You choose what you allow. That's the biggest message, is you choose. You choose, you choose. Okay, before I run the risk of repeating myself, let's see what the angels have for you today. Oh, yes, you can also ask for guidance whenever, however, and leave a situation up to the powers that be. But they also want you to be able to stand up for yourself, to take care of yourself. Because at the end of the day, other people are only going to take care of you to their best interests, not yours. That's your responsibility. That's up to you. Okay. What message do we have for part 3, please? Message for part 3. Okay. If you're looking for a sign, this is your sign. I feel like the messages that you got in this reading today is what you needed to hear. Perhaps to confirm what it is you've been thinking and feeling. Also, I feel like some of you have been asking a question about a certain person, and you've wanted a sign, and it feels like you have been getting signs, but you're kind of doubting it. They want you to know that those are signs, that you are right. They are with you the whole time. They hear you, they see you, they experience things with you. They experience everything with you. So, also, signs don't come in the form that you ask them to come. They're going to come in ways that they are able to give to you. So when you do give them signs, when you do ask for signs and you tell them you want this to be a sign, you're placing limitations on them, and then they cannot effectively communicate with you. So allow them to give you signs freely. You'll know when you know, like this reading, if you feel it's speaking directly to you as a person, but like this is speaking to you directly, then it comes in, signs sometimes come like that. Or if you're listening to a song on the radio, or someone says a line in a movie and you feel like it's talking directly to you, they're talking to you, they're communicating to you like that. Okay, so just be mindful of that. Also, it feels like some of you have, like someone or something, or a few someones have been saying the same thing, and you have been feeling like, yes, that is the right thing, but how do I know if it's the right thing? And what I want you to know is that you're not going to know unless you try. Okay, so pay careful attention to the messages the angels give you now. You have asked for a sign and they deliver it. Notice and trust these signs. You have asked for heaven to help you. Now it is up to you to pay attention to the evidence of their help. This card signifies that your angels are trying to get your attention with signs. They might ask a butterfly or a bird to fly near you, or they might compel you to hear a song several times. They might put an object in your path so that you have to notice it. Yeah, they are trying to get through to you, so do notice, please. And also you can ask your angels to give you a sign whenever you have a question. Whenever, all the time. I ask mine all the time. Okay, not that much, but I do ask them. So you ask your angels to give you a sign. Your angels, your spirit guides, your ancestors, whoever, they're always with you. If you ask them for a sign, they're going to deliver it, okay? Yeah, so like I said, it's not a good idea to specify what type of sign you like. Leave that up to the angels. They're very good at making their presence known, okay? So trust, have faith. You know what is good for you, but if you are feeling uncertain, ask them. Just ask them. You've got nothing to lose by asking, and you've got nothing to lose by taking notice of the signs that you get, that you receive, that you see, that you experience, that you hear, that you feel. Okay, sometimes the signs, I feel like I need to tell some of you, sometimes the signs come in a form of a feeling, your intuition giving you a little nudge, yay or nay. So also listen to that, please. Alright, that is all I have for you today, for this week. It was really nice. Just remember to trust yourself and you've got this. Thank you for watching. I will see you next week. Bye.